the key, if you like to capture a hunt, if you happen to see any cats with cubs, that's very important, because if you happen to see any cats with cubs, it's a very must for them to hunt at least once in 2 days. And if the family is bigger, then the frequency kind of, the gap between the hunts kind of reduce. So we were following this particular lion pride because we knew there is going to be a hunt. And there is no meaning, I mean, for me, I don't find it interesting after, after the moment. Once the bite is on the neck, then it is all blood tearing off and the silence and the blood. Here, these occasions, I don't think I have done maybe 8 to 10 kills only. I mean, I've captured, and it is difficult, and especially getting the moment right before it. And this was the second picture. After this, it's a, I use an icon in D5, and the frame rate is 12. So it's quite natural. You get a sequence of images from every time you press your hand on the trigger. Now, if the light is low, what do? You can either pump up the ISO and make it look slightly grainy. Sometimes with grains you can make definitely some really artistic scene of it. But the plus point is you know that you are not going to get the shutter speed to capture the right moment. Then reduce it, play with the shutter speed, play with the moment. Here my luck was the light was pretty low. I pumped up the ISO and I kept the shutter speed to 20 or 30. When the lion shake his head between eating, I I I didn't expect this to be this perfect circle, but for my luck, with and the combination of technical knowledge, I managed to capture it. So whenever we are traveling to somewhere, what we do is we divide the whole sequence to 3 to 4 different segment. For regular images, like what do you call record shots or regular images, we keep around 20 to 30%. Then try to make some memorable images in one particular trip, something which is really connecting to your heart. Sometimes it may be one, sometimes it may be, if you're really lucky, maybe 4 or 5 shots. Then do some experiment with the rest of the time. When you're seeing something around a water body, try to get the reflection, because that, not every time you don't get, I'm not talking about the water birds, but beyond that, you don't get much chances like that. And this is one of my favorite image, and I call him my boyfriend. He's known as Notch 2. If you search for Notch Pride, you will be able to get the story about Notch Pride. It's a pride with 6 lions, I believe. Yeah, and they used to rule Masai Mara like kings for a decade. And this particular, I still have a bunch of dreams, but my biggest dream is like getting to see a lion after a rain, shaking his head and water splashing around his face like a circular moment. In 2016, when my guide informed me that there is a possibility to see something like that, honestly, I didn't have enough money. So I borrowed some cash from my friend, took a flight, went to Masai Mara. I reached there and the rain stopped. No rain. One day there is no rain, second day there is no rain, third day there is no rain. And I was like, okay, fine. I lost the money, but let me focus. There is no meaning in losing your heart in the wild because it's not in your hand. So the rest of the option was just to shoot whatever you are getting, make some images because you have already took some cash. And on the day 4 afternoon, the whole thing changed. The sky became cloudy, and thankfully we managed to spot this Notch Pride. Right now, only this guy is alive. All the rest of them are dead. And when we were waiting to the next one, another lion. I kind of see, I don't think, I'm not sure whether I have that particular slide in this one. I saw the sign of a rainbow in the sky, and I had a feel that's where notch 2 was. So I asked my driver, my naturalist, to move towards that side. I was using a 600 mm, and when I saw this lion sitting right in front of a rainbow, I was like, I didn't know what to do for a second, but then getting back to that particular state of mind, normal state of mind, and shifting, 600 mm to a 8400 was the critical thing. Thankfully, managed to do that couple of shots with the lion and with the rainbow. I'm not sure I have added this over here. Otherwise, you can check it in my Instagram. It's there. And after that, this guy, it's only 2 or 3 shots. That's it. Then this fellow sat down, as we saw in the beginning, stretched his back, yawned a couple of times, and then he started to walk towards me. Walk towards me in the sense, at some point of time, I was not able to take his pictures on a 70-200, even on 70. So I kept it down and look at his eyes as if he is trying to say something to me. He walked around our vehicle, uh, territory mark, urinate in the backside of a vehicle, and sat right in front of us. And this is how he sat in front of us. And this was in 2016 Wildlife Photographer of the Year's, one of the finalists, and then last, I think, the same year in HIPAA finalist too. So it was definitely a blessed moment for me. Um, I dreamed for what do you call, a lion in the rain, and what I got is a lion with the rainbow in the rain, and couple of recognition. I'm not much of a competition fan, but then this Wildlife Photographer of the Year is a dream, so I keep attending that. And in last 8 years, 8 years I've been in the final round, but not made it beyond that. Pray for me next time. So now, how do you show it? You can go closer. You can go back and show the habitat. Here you have the prey and the predator. And who is the biggest artist over here? Nature. We can never ever match with that kind of beauty. So when you get to see something like that, do go on a close-up shot. Use your wide angle lens or use your 70-200 and get the maximum out of it. Here you can, only humans are crooked because we are the only species who kill any other species just for the fun sake. Here, if the lion is not hungry, you can see all the other species walking around him, because there is a trust. There is a lot of things which we can learn from these guys. Now, sometimes you feel life is a lot of fairy tale. You can see them exactly like what you see in what do you call, the Lion King kind of moments. You will be able to witness some magical moments in the wild. But the first step is preparing yourself for the magic and believing in the magic. Getting into cheetahs, one of the fastest land mammal. You get to see them. They are beautiful. When you are, the key over here, whenever you are focusing on the cheetahs, try to focus on the tear marks. That will help you to get the focus faster. And this guy was in a hunting mode, and there was a small water patch in front of our vehicle. He came, sat down on that, and he drank water, and he was giving a look straight to us. When you spend a good time with a species, then you kind of naturally develop that connection with them. These guys are very funny. We had a couple of very close encounters with them. Once they got in on top of our vehicle, I was sitting in the front. It's an open vehicle. If they want to jump in, there is absolutely no way I can stop them. It got on top of the vehicle. It started to sniff my head. I could feel its breath on top of my head. And I think my head was not that interesting for him. So he put his tail inside and he was hitting my nose or face with his tail for like 10 minutes. In 10-15 minutes, in fact, I got the luck to kiss the tail of a cheetah. That was one of the wildest tail I got with a cheetah, that close encounter. But beautiful animal, beautiful poser. All you need is to spend time with them. This particular one is known as Amani. She's a fabulous hunter. Unfortunately, in last 4 litters, she's losing all the cubs. The cub's mortality is quite critical because, see, just 100 years ago, we got more than 200,000
Me,
cheetahs.
Aya.
You said something? Hello? Okay. Now, we got around 200,000 cheetahs plus in the Africa. Right now, what we have is only 6,800 or within 7,000. So that's the way we are destroying the planet. So let's do our best to connect back to nature and do it. Something to protect these animals. I love to shoot when it is raining. You can play with the shutter speed and capture the rain in multiple ways. You can reduce the shutter speed, get the lines. You can increase the shutter speed, you don't see the rain. You can keep it in between or slightly on the higher side, you will get to see it as dots. So play with that slower shutter speed between 150 to 200 or 100 to 200, depending on the intensity of the rain, you will be able to get the lines. And if you want it more longer, then you can try to reduce it. And if you don't want, you can try to increase it. So there is a lot of options in that. So these days, cameras comes up with thousands of options in that. Honestly, I don't know everything. I'm not much of a technical geek to go and search on this. You will get this kind of person. I focus on focus, shutter speed, aperture, ISO, Kelvin, and your frames. These things, if you can understand and understand the behavior of a species, and if you are able to change all these things without taking your eyes from the viewfinder, you will be able to make some amazing moments. But you need to have that love for nature to see and to capture and to share. The same one, in this particular litter, she got around 4 cubs, lost one first, lost the second one first, but towards the end, she lost all the cubs. When we saw her with this particular time, she got two, only one in the frame. What I like over here is that cub on, all 4 legs on air. Now playing with light it is magic. You get to see any species during the early morning or late evening when you need to position yourself in a way where the sun is behind the subject. So you get to see the light flowing through the edges of the subject, and you can create beautiful rim lights. Key number one, there is something called Kelvin in your camera if you're using a mid-range or upper. It works like a U. In the mornings and evenings, increase it to above 6,500, and if it is midday, it's quite bright day, get it to between 4,800 to 5,200. What I have done over here, underexpose it. The Kelvin was 8,300, and my focus was on the edge. And I wanted to show the sign of the mother cheetah in the background. And so I think I was using an 400 mm 2.8 and f4 was the aperture. You spend time with cubs, they will bless you with blissed moments. And this is one of series which I feel I was really lucky. You spend time, they will do everything for you. They will pose for you, they will smile for you, they will hug each other for you. You get to see these things. But understanding the settings, understanding the behavior will help you, and you need to be really quiet when you are with cubs, especially because these are very tiny cubs. They will be very conscious. But if you keep quiet, they can come so close. At times, you will not be able to do photography. So it's all about that. Now, don't you think it's like the way, exactly the same way where we go and hug our moms and give them a kiss and try to play with them? So love is love, whether you are in the wild or among the humans. I think humans are more culprit, cannot trust them all the time, but in the animal field, they have the heart. Now, once again, showing the habitat. These five guys are kind of the famous right now. The five cheetahs. They ganged up together. A cheetah hunting down a zebra was not that heard some time ago, but these guys, they kill everything these days. And see, the little guy is a Thompson Gessel running in front of them. Here, my intention was to get all the five of them together with this species, and a prey and predator with the beautiful savanna and the mountains in the background. So I think I mean, personally, I like this shot. Now you follow them. You follow them for a while. You never know what happens. If you get to see, don't trouble them by following them. I'm not asking you to trouble them, but if you just keep your eyes glued, you when you are on a safari, you will always get calls from different people, and they will say that this is happening there, this is happening there. So you tend to feel that you should go there, you should go here. But if you try to focus on one particular series, I'm sure you will miss one or the other thing in another place. But what you get, you won't get in the other person. What they get, you may not get that in for you. So that is the difference. We humans are greedy, so when you are in the wild, if you try to reduce that greed, even for photos, that can help you to feel content and connect with nature. And now I have seen a lot of pictures after the hunt, as I mentioned, but the prey and the predator, the habitat in action, that I find, I think that makes it more meaningful. So this is one of such kind of shot which I feel makes sense when you're studying about the animal behavior as well as showing the story behind the kill. Kill is not easy for them. So if you are there sometime watching it, try not to get in between the hunt and use the right settings. For any kind of hunt or anything as such, we always try to focus on the cheetah, try to focus on the face of the cheetah, and we always try to keep the shutter speed as 2000 plus, because it is the fastest animal. And um, uh, we need to move, we need to pan the camera along with us. So you need a bit of experience in it. Try to practice with birds with action photography. That will definitely help you in any other field. So that's the key. When you are doing bird photography, try again, once again, the theory is same. Focus on the eyes so that at least you will get the face, and use 1600 plus shutter speed so that you can freeze the moment. Now, this is what happens the moment right before the hand, right before it's killed. So you see the fear in the eyes, and unfortunately, I feel sorry for the guesses, but then they have to survive. It's a circle, and this is the action. They go cross-legged, they go flat. How do you need to be focused? You need to to go with it. Now, how can you show the habitat? How, you see the cheetah on one corner, you see the buffaloes, you see the gazelles, you see the mountains. Showing the importance of the habitat is extremely important. So whenever you are seeing a static subject without much movement, this is my suggestion. Take a wide shot, use the higher aperture so that you show every bit of the habitat. Then go slightly underexposed, go slightly overexposed, go vertical, go horizontal, go closer, go wider. So with one particular subject, if the subject is calm and you have room to make images, you are making at least 5 to 8 frames of each moment. In that way, you have an option to compare it later and select what you like. Now you wait for the sunset. There is always room for magic. You can see how this cheetahs use higher planes to see around the habitat, so they can be safer from the other predators or save themselves, or they can see if there is any prey, any possibility for any dinner. So that's the whole idea. This is one of, again, from the same sequence. It's a cheetah cub. I find it so close to my heart. This little one was so curious. It came all the way next to our lens, and it was, after this, it was kind of came even more closer and sniffing around our lens. So uh, once one of my client who was with me got really panicked, and he moved inside because he was scared whether it will get inside. Even if you happen to visit Mara by any chance, if something like that happen, all you need to do is just be quiet and enjoy the moment. See, I have a bunch more photos, but I see that remaining time is only 10 minutes. So how do you want me to just go through some of the images, and then you can ask the questions? What do you think?
We can, if you need time, means we can join again, ma'am.
Are you sure? Because I don't want to eat up your time. It's a Sunday and it's late.
Yes, we can, I think, ma'am. Once
Okay.
this.
So this leopards are the most elusive cats. Okay, they are. It's not that easy to find them, and they are not that predictable. They can go a bit vigorous at time, and this particular beauty is known as Saba. And uh, Saba, Bahati, and Luluka. These are the three females which I love. All the three of them are male. Then there is a golden boy, is a stout male. So these guys are known for their boldness. In usual cases, leopards are very shy. They just move into the bush the moment they see the presence. But these guys can come closer. They can really give you a hard look. And Lorien and her cub. So this is again another beautiful, bold mother with her cub. It's a late evening shot. This late evenings are times where you kind of rely on your equipment to some extent, because that helps you to increase your ISO, still capture the moment. This was quite late in the evening and got some amazing, I think around 7,000 or something was the ISO for me over here, and it still gave me a beautiful output. And this was early in the morning, the same cub. Once you spot a cat, you understand the territory, then you can always go back and capture some more moments. This was right before the mother got into the picture. The mother got into the picture, we got to see a lot more actions. They will start to play around, they jump around. Again, all cats act the same way. But the hardest for me among leopard, lion, and cheetah was definitely getting a leopard with a cub. Now, there was a kill that particular morning. After this particular shot, the mother joined. They played around for some time. Then the mother got on top of a tree, and the we saw the kill over there, so we knew this is going to happen. Then the cub started to go. You see the branch where the mother is sitting, it's quite a thin branch, so she was not able to use much of the space. So he was trying to be in the bottom and trying to chew up whatever was possible. In that process, she pulled down. I have a video again. If you go to my Instagram, you will be able to see it. She pulled down the whole carcass, and the hyenas came, and somehow the mother managed to get it back to the tree. And then later on, the cub got into another tree, and she got back and had. So it was a sequence of series on one day from morning 6:30 to 11 o'clock. We had awesome time. Again, with one particular species, spend time, you will get some nice moments. It's about the Bahati. She is known as Bahati. The tiny cubs. as I mentioned before this, before 2019 April, I haven't seen this smallest cub. But then, in I got a chance to spend around 15 days in Mara in last April, and I happened to see the maybe around 40-45 days old three cubs and the mother. So that was one of it was a very close moment for me. So they were inside this particular cave. Can you believe, three cubs? And the mother actually was kind of going inside the cub and hiding them. And my guide said there are two portions in the inside the cave itself. So even if a hyena got into it, the cubs have space to hide themselves. And when you give time, they come out and they give you a closer look. So this was in a it came so close. After this, all we were doing was just sit and watch their tiny little eyes and their curiosity. She is known as Luluka. Again, sometimes you feel these are not color picture; these are black and white, and I kind of see it. You know, things hit on your head, and you play according to that. You can you need to try to see if you can make a story beyond the picture. There, you can see a balloon over there, and the cub. It's a cub. It's again Luluka's cub. She was trying to see what the hell is going on. So that was the tale. And some days are lucky. I think in the whole history of Masai Mara, there was not a single white lion experience. Here, what you see in the center is a pink color elephant, and it's a melanin disorder. But we happen to be there on that time and happen to click some images. So go with a pure heart. You never know what nature is going to give you. When it comes to young animals, whether it is a lion, leopard, or cheetah, or any other species, in this particular case, it's a elephant baby. You see the heart, it was so naughty, and he was trying to jump around us and trying to scare us. He did all the nakras, and it was a great experience. Again, it's a topi along with its young one, and on an early morning, I think some very serious conversation how to get out, how to be safe from the big cats. This was another magical moment. It was throughout in all the news in last year. You see a black zebra with white dots. Usually it's black and white zebras with stripes. When we saw this one, we were confused if it is a crossbreed of a zebra with uh, any other species, maybe what do you call wildebeest. But then the researchers mentioned that it is a melanin disorder again. um, Nature is the canvas. Show the beauty. I mean, you cannot create a sky. I mean, maybe Photoshop professionals, but naturally, when you get to see the beauty of the sky, just show the beauty, and the stage, put put it in the corner. That is enough to show the presence. This was one of my favorite and my first entry to National Geography. It's a Indian roller which I captured from Dubai. So it's not, you need to start from your backyard. It's all about connecting yourself with the subject and daily practice daily. Ask nature what you want, what are you looking for. Nature have that magic to give it back to you. The subject can be very simple, but how you capture it is what makes sense. Here, when I see this, all I remember is hot chocolate. I don't drink tea, coffee, or anything, but I'm a big fan of hot chocolate. So, how I connect is like, how the hell this guy is drinking all my hot chocolate? That was my thought. Again, your backyard is the best playground to practice and get into understanding the gear. Same, when